The extruder is the heart of your 3D printer. If it's not set up and functioning correctly, you won't be able to 3D print. But don't despair. In this video, we'll be getting you back up and running with everything you need to know about maintaining the extruder on your UP 3D printer. Extruder problems can be caused by many things, so let's start with the simplest. Is your filament wound correctly with no tangles or knots? It's frustrating to find a print fail hours in due to tangled filament, so always be careful to check it and never let go of the end of the filament roll while loading or unloading filament. The next thing to check is the filament itself. Are you printing with the correct parameters? Are you using ABS or PLA plastic? You need to select the correct material from the maintenance window, otherwise the prints won't turn out correctly. How about the quality of the filament? Has the roll become very dusty? This can lead to nozzle clogs and damage to your extruder. Filament should always be stored in a sealed, dry container out of sunlight when it's not in use. Okay, so your filament is good to go, but you're still experiencing some issues. Well, let's diagnose that. If your printer is moving but nothing is coming out, your extruder head may have a jam and will need to be opened and cleaned. A clicking sound is a clear indicator of jam debris in the extruder head, and you will need to clear this out. This buildup of dust around the gear can be caused by the following issues. The gap between the platform and the nozzle is not at an equal distance in all four corners of the platform, thus causing lifting, which can in turn obstruct the material coming out of the nozzle, and thus the drive gear will eat into the filament, producing dust around the gear. Alternatively, the gap between the platform and nozzle may be too close, thus obstructing the plastic from coming out, thus the drive gear eats into the filament and produces dust around the gear, leading to jams. To clean the extruder gear on your UP box, first withdraw the filament if possible. Sometimes it requires a small amount of pressure to help it free, but do not force it. Next, carefully remove the protective black cover and lift free the ribbon cable. You can then remove the extruder from the printer. Unplug the fan connector carefully and slide the fan assembly off to expose the filament guide and bearing. Using the smallest Allen key which came with your UP, unscrew this and blow away the loose debris. You can then use a small sharp instrument such as a pair of tweezers to remove the rest of the debris between the teeth of the extruder gear. It's not a bad idea to wear safety glasses while you're doing this, as it's very easy to blow the small bits of dust into your eyes. If you have an UP Plus 2 or UP Mini, you can follow this link for a full guide on cleaning your extruder's drive gear, and if you have an UP Mini 2, you can follow this link. The process is much the same on all UP printers. If you find your print is being knocked off the print bed or warping up and hitting the extruder, then it's possible you may have your nozzle height set incorrectly. This requires a small adjustment to fix. Let's go through it. In this image, you can see a correct first layer being squished into the perf board. It's important for this first layer to be squished into the perf board in order to give the model a sufficient grip to be held down during the 3D printing process. Too far and the print won't adhere to the print bed, and too close, the extruder won't be able to extrude any plastic, and this will lead to filament jams and filament grinding. If the print head is too close after using the nozzle height detect on the UP box or UP Plus 2, you can fix it easily by lowering the nozzle height by about 0.2 millimeters. In this example, 136.2, reducing it by 0.2 would make it 136.0. If your first layer still doesn't look like the photo, you might need to decrease your nozzle height some more. The extruder should not be making a clicking sound on the first layer, and if the line looks squiggly, then the nozzle is too far away. As you can see on this photo, there's a fine balance getting the height right on your 3D printer. You can use the maintenance window and a small piece of paper folded over itself a few times to help get this sweet spot. And once you do, you'll be getting fantastic prints again and again off your UP 3D printer. While we're at it, it's best to kit up yourself with some spares and maintenance tools to help keep your extruder and nozzle clean. Definitely get yourself a spare extruder block. This helps to diagnose problems and also provides a really handy backup in case your extruder goes down and you can keep on printing. Use Filler Clean cleaning sticks to flush any debris from your extruder and nozzle every time you change colors or material. Also grab a packet of 0.4mm drill bits. You can use these to gently clean out the nozzle hole in case of blockages. For all of these and more, head to the store.3dprintingsystems.com/parts. If your nozzle height is correct on one side of your print bed but wrong on the other, this means your print bed is not level. For a video on correcting this problem, click here or follow the link in the description. Thanks for watching and happy printing.